to all our viewers out there. You are welcome to Cstv News at 24 on Cstv. My name is Dorcas Mensah. Today's news bulletin is brought to you by Sarah's Gym Jewelries, Amsel Blog Machinery and Blog Manufacturing, NAP Apartment, Rema Ostrich Agency, SLS with Tom Brown. Now, coming up in our news bulletin for today, Road Minister orders contractors back to Tema Aflao Road site. Also, Tetekwashi at Sarah's call for investigations and compensations over alleged distraction. Also coming up in business news, government welcomes Burkina Faso's move to resume tomato exports to Ghana. And on the foreign front, explosions at Burundi ammunition depot kills civilians. These and many more stories will be coming your way in today's news bulletin on Cstv. Please stay with us. Welcome to Cstv News at 24 on Cstv. We stream it live on our social media handles at CSTVGH. Now the news in details. The Minister for Roads and Highways, Governs Kwame Agboza, has ordered BHM, one of the contracting firms working on the Tema Aflao Road, to resume work on project. According to the minister, motorists are suffering and delays are unacceptable.
Extremely frustrating on your lot, because I wasn't even expecting you to say you are breaking for Easter, knowing what the public is going through here. Easter is just a weekend. Knowing that you have been off-site for a long period of time, I thought you should just sacrifice and mobilize to site. If you want us here the whole of the period, highways will be here, even on Easter Day, if you want us to be here to help you. So I'm not even sure why you even need to break for Easter, since you have been on break almost perpetually. So what are you breaking for? So it is not very, very good. And I don't do this because of a personal thing, because it's too difficult to persuade you to understand the public, what the public is going through. Yes.
And now let's move on to the office of the presidency. President John Dramani Mahama has accepted to 5 new bills, including the Security and Intelligence Agencies Act 2025, which abolishes the Minister for National Security and renames the NIB. The other bills cover tax reforms, education policies, and university governance, marking a significant legislative update in Ghana.
So I've signed 5 bills into law. The first one is the Security and Intelligence Agencies Act 2026. What it does is it removes the Office of Minister of National Security and frees the security agencies. It also reverts the name of NIB, National Intelligence Bureau, to Bureau of National Intelligence, and so it becomes BNI again, so that it sorts out the confusion between that security agency and a very well-known Ghanaian commercial bank. It's the University of Engineering and Agricultural Sciences Act 2026. It sets up another university in the eastern region at Bonsu with 2 campuses, 3 campuses, a main campus at Bonsu, second campus at Ohau, and the 3rd campus at Achirenswa in the Ahafo region. This is the amendment to the Growth and Sustainability Levy Act. As you are aware, the act was amended to increase it from 1% to 3%. And so this act reduces it again. That is the levy on mining companies. It reduces it again to 1% because of the introduction of the sliding scale for royalties. And this is the Ghana Education Regulatory Bodies Amendment Act. It amends the act to take away the obligation to charter by universities. The final one is the Ghana Deposit Protection Amendment Act. This is an amendment to an original act that is supposed to guarantee deposits of the public that is held in commercial banks or financial institutions.
The Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu, has cautioned parents against flouting computerized school selection placement system rules, mandating a new one-week window for selecting schools after BEC results are released to ensure informed choices.
In many instances, we have seen registration of unqualified BEC students. You can imagine somebody in primary 6, Form 1 or Form 2 being encouraged by the parent to write BECA. That is not acceptable under our GES practices. And any student or parent caught will be dealt with decisively. The students must go through the full course of primary school to junior high school 3 before writing BECA. We will strictly enforce the WAEC and GES standards on this matter.
As to speaking, the minister added that students must not finalize school choices until their BEC aggregates are known, in a mandatory one-week period will be provided after results are declared to finalize selections.
One of the significant improvement to the process, and Director General GES, you are accordingly directed, is that students are to begin the process of making a determination of school choice, but that process is not to be completed until the results are finally announced and determined. So in the past, we had a situation where students determine and choose schools without knowing their aggregate level, and that affected the placement system. This time, we will give a mandatory period of 1 week after the results have been declared for students to confirm on the basis of their performance in the BECA what their first choices are.
And now let's move on to other stories. The District Chief Executive for Kasena in Nanka West, Stephen Aheke Akrugo, has appealed to the government for urgent assistance following a severe rainstorm that caused significant damage to the district assembly block. According to him, the storm destroyed a large portion of the roofing of the main administrative building, disrupting official work and exposing parts of the structure to further damage.
That's that one cannot prevent, but in the interim, we have given information to the regional minister about the disaster that we suffered. For the meantime, I've asked the officers to also move into other offices that are not severely damaged, so that work can continue to go on. I think this assembly structure, since coming into office as a district chief executive, looking at it, there were certain outstanding works that needed to be done, but the contractor was already paid the money due him, and we just have to use it the way it is. It is something that I want to see how I'll do follow-ups with central government to see how we can get rehabilitation and re-roofing of the assembly structure and the completion of other necessary works that way.
And moving on to the Greater Accra region also, over 100 shops demolished as art sellers calls for investigations and compensations over alleged distraction. Lawyer for the Tetekwashi artisans Richard Brown, speaking to the media, stated.
craft, even smoke now. Your President John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency, elbow who they will say, I say, yes, no, who say, Ghana, ya wadia, ye da sorry, ya, and Kofobi, and the near man katakata or minim. Above the book, I say, be beer, waha, yen juman, now, Maseno. And for Waha, a year more, a bruni papa said 300. And you are Busian.
Still on the same story, the Kwashi artisans also stated.
Tourism, we are promoting our heritage and culture. Please, when the white or the foreigners come to this country, the phones we are using, the microphones we use, the cars, the electronics, we don't produce them here. So they don't buy this thing and take them away. Aside listening to our music, enjoying our cuisine, sleeping in our hotels, when they are going back, the only thing they bring with them is our craft, art and craft, that we have inherited from generations to generations. Yeah. So please, this is not the first time. We need a permanent craft village.
After the commercial break, business news will be coming your way. Stay tuned.
Company Limited. So we pay blocks machines here papa. Na ne bonso esan eda formo dia. Enye na enwani Ansel Company Limited. Ye were conveyor blocks machines, hydraulic blocks machines, pallets, any blocks machines in one accessories nyina. And nothing so blocks machines ahodro wo pani nyina bi nso ewo ho. Hwehwe ye kira kwan ene ya. Ye was Spinters Road 18 Junction. Ye ni KFC dan no e na edi nhwe nimu. Freye e was 05240 and I say 0540725850. Ansel blocks machines papa efie.
Welcome back from the commercial break. It's still live on CSTV News at 24, live on the studios of CSTV at Mamprobe. Now moving on to business stories. The founder and leader of the Oxford African Women Leadership Institute, Odelia Ntiamwa, has called on government to take bold steps to support women-led businesses, particularly in helping them access financing opportunities. Speaking at the Women Investment Summit Africa 2026, she stated that the initiative was created in response to the persistent challenges women entrepreneurs face in meeting funding requirements.
Because each year we observe that women-led businesses have not been able to meet a lot of the criteria that is required when it comes to financing. And therefore we as an organization have set up to serve as a bridge between women and their financing opportunities. And therefore we do this every year to be able to bring closer to the opportunities every year, either from the trade ministry who came like this to investors, amongst many other things. This year we are saying that women-led businesses should be supported not just verbally, but we should be able to give them the needed support beyond promising that there are investments slated for women. Women need avenues to be able to reach the criteria that is required for them to be able to access finance. And that we call, for example, the catalytic fund, where we are asking government to set aside a sum of money that helps these women to be able to breach and reach the level which is required. For example, if they have to go to venture capital, how many women-led businesses will be able to meet the requirements of a venture capitalist? How many will be able to meet in external investors? But how do we prepare them to be able to meet these requirements? And these are some of the platforms we create on a year-by-year basis to be able to access some of these opportunities.
Still in business news, the government of Ghana has welcomed Burkina Faso's decision to lift the suspension or the issuance of special export authorizations for fresh tomatoes, describing the move as a significant boost to supply and market stability. In a press statement issued by the Ministry of Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, the government said the development follows improvement in tomato supply to local processing factories in Burkina Faso, as well as commitment by stakeholders to prioritize domestic industrial needs. Moving on to the foreign front, at least 4 people have been killed by a series of powerful explosions as an ammunition depot in Burundi's largest city, Bujumbura. The authorities have not yet provided any casualty figures, but family members and eyewitnesses told the media of 4 separate deaths in the city. More stories will come in your way after the short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now let's move on to sports news for the day. The Ghana Football Association has revealed that the decision to part ways with Black Stars head coach Otu Addo was finalized immediately after Ghana's 5-1 defeat to Austria, not after their 2-1 loss to Germany. Executive Council member Frederick Echampo in an interview said that the outcome of the Germany friendly was irrelevant to the decision.
A topic in the question I was asked on the basis of saying kind of moment performance they improved one or over Austria match, not internet runner coach. If I have to be honest, I think the decision somehow was formulated after Austria game, and we're waiting for annual game just to confirm communication of the decision. He's had minimum coach, maybe in the past minimum there, but this coach has had a lot of support and defense from the Ghana Football Association and government of Ghana. Here after Yentima qualified for AFCON, Ghana for Dodona. They basically saying to my performance. We were in a group with Niger, Sudan, we couldn't beat any of them. The Abros want to say about draw Ghana, we are no match. So they were not even playing at different we say Intiman qualify for AFCON first in about 20 years. Intiman qualify for a big issue. A big issue. And if I have to be honest with you, he faced a lot. He was on the brink.
Former Black Stars defender Hans Edustape has dismissed comparisons between Ghana's current national team and the iconic 290 squad, insisting that the two sides are totally different. Speaking in an interview, he stressed that the circumstances, player profiles, and team dynamics of the present-day Black Stars cannot be measured against the team that made history at the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Golf Channel analyst and former professional golfer Brandel Chamberlain says Tiger Woods' decision to step away and seek help would mark a powerful new role as an elder statesman shaping golf's future.
That he's got a serious problem, and to step away and go get help is it's great for him, it's great for his family, and then far less and far down the road it's great for the game of golf, because as you just read off all of those statements by the various caretakers of the game of golf, he's gifted us enormously with his competition and the way he's played the game. But I think what's left for him as an elder statesman and his framing of the game could be as important or even more important, more impactful to the future of the game. He's just far too important, and it's great news to hear that he's stepping away to take care of himself. But again, his friends as I do, the Nota Begays of the world, the Steve Strickers of the world. They are some of the smartest, most well-grounded, thoughtful, nicest people in the game of golf. And it's times like that it really does mean a lot to have friends like that, to have family that can get to you. Look, I'm sure his whole life, and I don't know if it was Jaime or you that talked about that, he's been so freakishly genius his whole career, his whole life. He's probably not had that many people tell him no or tell him what to do. He just intimidates people through no fault of his own, probably, just his mere presence.
And now let's move on to international news. Following the Black Stars' disappointing performances in the recent friendly matches against Austria and Germany, Ghanaian dancehall artist Shatta Wale has expressed frustration during a TikTok live session. Shatta Wale therefore called on Ghana Football Association and other relevant bodies to include former captain Dede Ayew in the World Cup squad. According to him, the Ayew brothers have great chemistry on the pitch, adding that his inclusion in the team would boost morale of the players.
If we won't play World Battle or World Cup, because if we World Battle, I go understand, because we are not used to cup. So maybe they for arrange World Battle, so people don't like cup at all. Why not? People don't go. We shouldn't do people like World Spoon. World Spoon. Anyway, but still, we have hope. You know what I mean? And they have to bring the DIU into the team. They have to put the DIU in the World Cup team. We beg. We beg. It is not by force. We are not pushing people, but we beg. The DIU has to be in the team. We beg you. We are kneeling down on our tongue. Hey, I think we are kneeling down on our tongue. We are kneeling down on our this thing, Kotoji, and who did it? Are you in the this thing? If you go support Jordan, because Jordan did it. Somebody difficult. Did it? When you say nobody did it, nice. As I mean, Jordan and Didi Ayew, they are twins. When they are in the game, they can, they motivate the players. Stated.
With conversations around media personality and ex-Guinness World Record contender Efua Asantewaa, her marital issues have come into focus following a disclosure that she and her husband are separated. The singer confirmed during a TikTok live that she still has a wedding ring, but has chosen not to wear it.
I'm not divorced. Hey! And I am saying on my life that I am not divorced. I'm coming to show you my parking here. Neighbor. Because we are separated. And I'm not wearing it for a reason. So many reasons. You are this thing. Explain.
Jamaican reggae musician Grams Morgan has urged Ghanaians to better appreciate their homegrown music talent, singling out Sarkodie as an artist deserving of greater recognition at home. Speaking in an interview, the Morgan Heritage member stressed the importance of celebrating artists while they are still actively contributing to the industry, warning that Ghana risks missing the moment.
That resonates with Jamaica and Ghana. So I'm looking at him as one of the next thing, and of course you see people like Sarkodie, you know, he's special. Sarkodie is special, and I think Ghana need to treasure him before it gets to a point where Russia is honoring him, and then
now we're gonna fight it.
So we have to recognize those artists that are special. The same way Jamaica recognizes the Bounty Killer, the Beanie, the Shaggies. Those artists
you don't play these bullying anyway, and Jamaicans will be watching you. Happen.
So
where we're going to now, we should do that well.
Yeah, man, to like honor them. So Sarkodie is special. Stoneboy, Shatawali, Samini, Kodra Entry, Amachidede.
Yep.
You know, I remember watching, I remember my brethren, Vandy, took me on a cruise with the cruise people, and Amachidede, I've got a chance to perform with him on the same stage. And the music is the high life. I always hear Reggie Rockstone talk about it, but to see a real high life artist, it was incredible. So, and that's why I'm here in Ghana. Of course, me and Cassius put on the Gram Smog and Music Clinic, where we talk about what we can do for the Ghana music industry. So these things are very, very prominent in my heart, my soul, and in my spirit. So for many years, me and Cash has been talking about the Ghana, Jamaica homecoming, and we are linked with 6 Degrees, and we've seen different elements and different things that are moving toward. Of course, we had the year of return with the last administration, which was incredible. We see people like Idris Elba.
And that'll be all for today's news bulletin on CSTV. But before we go, a recap of